Historical context. In early 20th century Germany, post-World War I turmoil and the Treaty of Versailles caused political instability, economic ruin, and social divisions. The Weimar Republic faced hyperinflation, unemployment, and extremism, fertile ground for radical groups like the Nazis. Adolf Hitler, a World War I veteran, joined the German Workers' Party, later the NSDAP, attracting followers by scapegoating various groups. In Germany, its impact was particularly significant, as it played a pivotal role in the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, while simultaneously contributing to the disillusionment of many Germans with the Weimar Republic. In 1923, the failed beer hall putsch led to Hitler's arrest, furthering his political ambitions. In prison, he outlined his vision, and the Nazis gained Reichstag seats through elections. The 1929 Wall Street crash, also known as the Great Depression, had far-reaching consequences that extended beyond the United States and reverberated around the world. In 1933, Hitler legally became chancellor, leading to his dictatorship. As dictator from 1934, Hitler implemented policies to maintain control and shape Germany's future. The Nazi propaganda machine was highly effective in promoting their ideology, using a combination of symbolism and the concept of a master race to manipulate public perception. They employed powerful symbols like the swastika, which was once an ancient religious symbol but was co-opted and perverted to represent Aryan supremacy in the Nazi regime. The Nazi regime also had an interest in sacred artifacts and the occult. High-ranking officials like Heinrich Himmler, who led the SS, believed in the mystical and occult significance of ancient relics and symbols. This led to expeditions and research projects focused on obtaining such items, including the Holy Grail and the Spear of Destiny. This mystical fascination was intertwined with their propaganda, as it aimed to imbue the Nazi regime with a sense of destiny and otherworldly power. Under Hitler, Nazi Germany fervently pursued military and technological supremacy, heavily investing in research and development, often using slave labor due to wartime needs, resulting in advanced weaponry and cutting-edge communication systems. In the late months of 1943, amidst the looming specter of the Third Reich's dominance in Europe, a series of dramatic events unfolded that would resonate through the annals of history. The world was in the throes of World War II, and the dark clouds of uncertainty hung heavily over the continent. The surrender of the Sixth Army in Stalingrad marked a critical turning point in World War II, and it was closely observed by Europe and the world. The eyes of the world were fixed on this momentous event, recognizing its immense importance in the progression of the war. The defeat of the African Corps and the approaching Allied invasion from the West would be the turning points of World War II that determined its course. Yet, within the corridors of power in Nazi Germany, hope persisted, and Adolf Hitler clung tenaciously to his belief in an eventual victory. Nazi Germany's military technology. Nazi Germany was not just a military power but also a technological one. They made strides in various areas, such as rocketry, aviation, and nuclear research. One of the most iconic achievements was the development of the V-2 rocket, the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. This laid the foundation for space exploration. The Nazis also had jet aircraft, like the Messerschmitt Me 262, which was way ahead of its time. It was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft. The Messerschmitt Me 262 indeed represented a significant leap in aviation technology during World War II. Its development and operational use marked a turning point in aeronautical engineering. The V-1 rocket, known as the weapon of retaliation 1 or the buzz bomb, was a notable achievement in World War II rocket technology. Developed in Nazi Germany, it was an early jet-powered cruise missile launched from aircraft catapults to strike British cities and infrastructure, and was one of the first cruise missiles to be adopted. The V-1 missiles were significant milestones in the development of rocket technology and paved the way for advancements in ballistic and guided missile systems. Nazi Germany had a nuclear program, known as the German Nuclear Energy Project. While they didn't develop an atomic bomb during the war, their efforts were substantial and contributed to post-war nuclear research. They had formidable tank designs, with tanks like the Tiger and Panther becoming legendary for their firepower and armor. These tanks outclassed many Allied counterparts. German submarines. The German U-boats were a technological marvel. They used advanced engineering to create highly effective and deadly submarines that wreaked havoc on Allied shipping routes. After the fall of Nazi Germany, a significant part of their naval fleet, particularly the U-boats, along with vast amounts of Nazi gold, vanished without a trace. The development of U-boats, or Unterseeboote in German, played a critical role in both World War I and World War II. These submarines were used by the German Navy for a variety of military purposes, including submarine warfare, reconnaissance, and transport of goods and personnel. Technical specifications. The Type 7 U-boats were the workhorses of the German U-boat fleet during World War II. Their relatively long operational range, speed, and firepower made them formidable adversaries in naval warfare. These technical specifications provide insight into the capabilities of these submarines during the war. Dimensions. Length: approximately 67.1 meters, 220 feet, beam. Approximately 6.2 meters, 20 feet, draft. Approximately 4.74 meters, 15.6 feet. Displacement. Surfaced: about 769 metric tons submerged. Approximately 871 metric tons. Speed. Maximum speed, surfaced, approximately 17 knots, about 31.5 kilometers per hour or 19.6 miles per hour. Maximum speed, submerged, about 7.6 knots, about 14 kilometers per hour or 8.7 miles per hour. Range. Surfaced: roughly 8,500 nautical miles, about 15,742 kilometers or 9,770 miles. Submerged: typically, these U-boats could operate for about 80 nautical miles, around 148 kilometers or 92 miles, at 4 knots submerged. Endurance. These U-boats had relatively limited endurance when submerged, usually around 56 hours. Crew. The crew of a Type 7 U-boat typically consisted of about 44 to 52 sailors, including officers and enlisted personnel. Armament. These U-boats were equipped with various torpedo tubes. The Type 7 typically had 4 bow torpedo tubes and 1 stern torpedo tube. Torpedoes. They could carry up to 14 torpedoes on board. Additionally, they were armed with an 88mm deck gun. The Type 7 U-boats were renowned for their stealth and firepower. Beyond their torpedo capacity and deck gun, these vessels often carried a mix of armaments for defensive and offensive measures. Propulsion. Type 7 U-boats used diesel-electric propulsion. They had 2 diesel engines for surface operation and 2 electric motors for submerged operation. Depth capability. They could typically dive to a maximum depth of about 220 meters, approximately 720 feet, sonar. These U-boats were equipped with sonar equipment for detecting enemy vessels and navigating underwater. Construction. The hull of Type 7 U-boats was constructed from steel, which provided a balance between durability and buoyancy. Operational range. They were primarily used in the Atlantic Ocean, especially in the Battle of the Atlantic, where they targeted Allied convoys. Military use. During the war, U-boats were employed for various military operations. They posed a significant threat to Allied shipping and played a crucial role in the Battle of the Atlantic. The Wolfpack strategy, involving coordinated U-boat attacks on convoys, inflicted substantial and devastating losses on the Allied forces, significantly impacting their operations. The mystery. The whereabouts of the missing U-boats and Nazi gold at the end of World War II are still controversial. Some believe they were deliberately sunk to avoid capture, while others speculate that they may be hidden in remote areas. This enduring mystery, given the advanced technology and military importance of these submarines, adds to the intrigue of this historical chapter. Despite various theories, the true fate of the submarines and the gold remains unclear.